I think this is a good one to go live on.
Yeah, this is good. Wait, there's an NFL primetime song 7? How many are there?
There's enough for us to get started. That's for damn sure. All right, let me put this on loop. All right, welcome back, everybody, to the TBS podcast. It's Pooh's straight out of COVID.
Yeah, still sounding like shit.
Oh yeah, I feel like it too. I'm tired of shit, but you know what? I stayed awake long enough to watch some football this past week, and holy shit, were there some doozies.
I gotta imagine, like, did you think some of them were hallucinations?
A fever dream, if you will.
I think the Bills game a little bit was. that was just like a gift that kept on giving, man. I think
it would have been more dreamlike if you were actually there.
I mean, it was a dream up until the third quarter, and then it turned into a nightmare when I started watching Case Keenum and Malik Willis duke it out on primetime TV. But you know, it happens.
That happens when you're up fucking like 35.
Yeah, when you're putting a like we stopped scoring. The game was over like halfway through the third. Both teams just stopped scoring, and just that was it. It was nuts. But yeah, hold on, my ears are all fucked. I can't like hear myself think. All right, but where do we start? Well, we want to start with the Thursday night football game from last week. Talk a little bit about that.
I am very concerned about the rest of Herbert's season.
I'm concerned for his ribs.
Yeah, I mean, I'm concerned because I have him
in fantasy, yeah,
and B, because this could just turn into another Baker shoulder issue where he should really have something done about it. He should really not play. He's going to grit it out and play anyway. He's mid. Chargers missed the playoffs again. Lol Chargers.
I mean, it's very possible the Chargers are going to miss the playoffs again. However, I don't think it's going to be a Herbert issue. Well, I mean, what was his official diagnosis? Did he break ribs?
Fractured rib cartilage.
Nagging injury.
Yeah, Stafford's played through worse. Like,
well, here's the wrinkle, though. The guy that's going to be giving him that fucking rib injection shot is the same guy who fucked up Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, yeah, his season is over, and his life very may well be over.
Nah, he's still our backup. He'll be fine.
Well, I mean, we all guessed that game, right? Kansas City was going to win that. Oh, you didn't?
I had Chargers.
Yeah.
I didn't. You know, they were. If they don't get the pick six, they probably win that.
Liam went back for seconds on the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I kind of went to bed at that point. I was watching it on Thursday, and I was like, yeah, all right, come on, Herbert. And then he threw the pick six on the goal line. I'm like, all right, time to go to bed now.
Yeah, like, all right, that's enough football for one day.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to stay up later, but it was just like crushing to watch that happen to him. But, you know, I missed a good second part of that game because, you know, even though he was hurt, he was still slinging balls like it wasn't bothering him. So you got to give the guy some credit. I mean, he's a lot better when he's in pain than Baker is. So if you guys are using that comparison where, like...
Also, Baker had a shoulder injury. That really affects the throwing motion. He had to actually change his throwing motion.
If you have to like if you're rotating your hips as you're throwing and doing your follow through motion on your throw
and getting risked, you know, getting tackled by fucking monster NFL guys.
That's going to be honestly his biggest issue.
It's just going to re-aggravate it over and over and over and over again.
He tried to scramble and he had a first down, but he had to like throw the ball away because he was in that much pain. Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
That was messed up.
He had a wide open first down run on a
and he was just like,
right.
"Fuck that, I can't."
He's just like, "Nah, fuck this, fam."
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I'm tapping out. Yeah. Well, Kansas City's off to a 2-0 start, along with a couple other, you know, pretty decent teams, and we have one mid team that's somehow joined the 2-0 ranks.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the Dolphins are doing there.
Oh, yeah, the Dolphins. All right.
I know.
It couldn't possibly be the New York Giants, could it?
No. It's they're definitely in the NFC East though. What are the Eagles doing there? No,
bro. The Eagles are like paying someone off to be 2-0. I tell you what.
Eagles are looking. Hurts looks pretty fucking good. I don't want to really go too far into that, but holy shit, man! I watched that game and Philly's looking like a contender all of a sudden.
Yeah, I really didn't pay any attention to that game because I was watching the Bills game.
Right, same. Same.
Man, like by halftime, I was just like, bro, just put them out of their misery. Just end it. Like
it was definitely the Bills. It was like that Simpsons thing. We're like, stop! He's already dead.
Yeah, the Titans are just.
And then still,
the Titans look terrible. The AFC South looks like tank division.
I can't wait. I mean, yeah, that's gonna be weird. Like we all thought. I don't know. Is it gonna be tank division? Because like,
which division?
AFC South.
Yes.
I feel like Jacksonville might be on the up, man.
Jacksonville might be on
Jacksonville
the up.
Jacksonville being on the up is like 5-win season, Buzz.
Oh, they'll get more than 5 wins. They'll get more than 5 wins. They might get
7.
They'll beat the Colts again.
They'll be 7-10 and win the division.
I'm just. Okay, that's a little bold, but
that's a spicy take.
But you know what? I'm gonna stand by it because
all right, you can
Colts are shit. Yeah. You know what? Fuck it. It's week 3. Book it. That's my call. Like if Jacksonville's gonna win the division, which I think they can, I think that they're gonna be 7-10. They're gonna be kind of mediocre. Below them is gonna be. I'm gonna say the Titans. They're gonna probably be like 6-9-1. I'm gonna say that they're gonna get a tie somewhere just because I think that they're garbage. Then you're gonna have Houston, and then at the way bottom, possibly picking in the top 3, the Colts.
All right.
There's
going to be looking for
you can find some wins in here.
Zealand.
You could find some wins in here. All right, here's Jacksonville's schedule. Ready? The remaining schedule, week 3.
Let's do it.
At the Chargers.
50-50 at this point with Justin Herbert hurt. It's a toss-up.
If Herbert is out for even if they give him like a week's rest, that's definitely a pick'em game.
Yeah.
All right. Week 4 at the Eagles. That's a loss.
That's a loss. Easy.
Oh yeah.
Week 5 at home against the Texans. That could be a win.
That's a toss-up. That's a 50-50 toss-up. I think, yeah.
I'd give Jacksonville the edge on that one, but yeah.
All right, week 6 at the Colts. That's a guaranteed dub. Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Unless the Colts somehow figure out what the fuck's going on in the next 2 weeks. Because, like, on paper, they have a decent team, so it's like something's fucking going wrong there.
It's probably the coaching.
Yeah. I mean, I have a soft spot for Frank Reich, but you're probably right.
All right, week 7 is home against the Giants. That's a toss-up game.
Also a toss-up, yeah.
Well, it kind of remains to be seen. That might not be a toss-up game by the time we get there.
The Giants are going to be undefeated by then.
I don't know about that one, Chief, but all right.
Hey, don't call me Chief, man. That's not allowed in Bill's territory.
that word is forbidden.
Yeah, it's absolutely forbidden.
That word is verboten.
Also, hold on. Just fair warning.
That's like me calling you a cowboy.
And he bobbled it. And he grounds out anyway. Okay.
Oh, well.
Week 8 against the Broncos. Oh, that's the London game. That's
shit. That's a London game. Honestly,
I just look at it 9:30 a.m. I'm like, oh.
I'm not okay. My opinion on the Broncos has taken a extreme
Coach.
180.
Oh yeah, you guys finally ready to get off the fucking boat?
Yeah,
absolutely.
We are.
I am off this.
Yeah.
Nathaniel Hackett is a hack. He's in way over his head.
I told you guys getting on that ferry. I'm like, yo, that ferry got holes in it, motherfucker. I ain't getting on that shit.
I forgot
And you were
at the
like,
time
you're
that I
full
made
of
that.
shit. The Titanic couldn't sink
At
either,
the
and then it
time
sank.
that I made that claim, I forgot Nathaniel Hackett was the coach.
I kind of did too.
Yeah, and now like seeing it and like just how much he's bumbling stupid shit and how him and I actually heard something that made a lot of sense, and like somebody was saying that Russell Wilson is not a good quarterback, but what he does is he's basically acts like one, and he's like the NFL's cringiest quarterback.
100%. Have you seen his TikToks?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's terrible.
Yeah, like they called him the cringiest quarterback in the NFL. Like they're like, dude, he has like promo video of him running out onto the practice field, but he like has his hands out like he's high-fiving fans.
Yes, I saw that, and everyone was just like,
nobody
bro,
there.
He's practicing high-fiving people. What the fuck is this? Yeah.
So my attitude is definitely taking a 180 on the Broncos.
He earned the title of cringiest quarterback the second he did that Mr. Unlimited video.
Oh,
that shit was awful. It still kind of makes me wince to this day. I'm just like, oh, he did that.
So who's next in the schedule?
All right, so that was week 8. Week 9, the Raiders.
Toss up at this point.
Yeah, I'm
Vegas.
right.
Vegas. If anyone from Vegas is listening to me, your team is a disappointment. You guys should be doing a lot better than that.
Week 10. That's 10, right? Yeah. Kansas City.
Loss.
Definite loss.
Big loss. Week 11 bye. Week 12 Ravens.
Loss. Ravens look pretty scary, even though they lost to the.
Oh yeah, that's not gonna stop them.
Yeah.
Week 13 Lions.
Loss. I'm gonna say loss.
I mean, at this point, I'll say toss up, but
it'll be a close game, but I think it's gonna be a loss.
I think the Lions are gonna kind of they'll be on their way to being a decent team at that point. So probably lost. Yeah.
Week 14. Titans.
Oh, they gotta. Ooh, they'll probably split against the Titans. I feel like.
This is the away game.
They'll lose it.
Week 15 at the home against the Cowboys. Prescott will be back by then.
If he's back by then and he's healthy, the Cowboys probably got that one.
Week 16 at the Jets.
I toss up, but
yeah. See, that's what I mean. Like, how many of these have we said are losses? How many have we said are toss-ups? Like they have.
I'm starting to get more conviction on my wins and losses, but
they don't have any wins except for the Colts game because it's a meme.
They're not a good enough team for us to just say outright like win. But honestly, like Christian Kirk, if you look at his stats, he's actually balling out really well. He's running great routes. He's getting a good chemistry with Lawrence, and like it's making that offense actually do something.
Kirk on the year has 12 catches for 195 and 2 touchdowns.
That's pretty good.
Not bad for a guy that just got there. So, I mean, his stat line looks pretty damn good. He looks like he's super comfortable. I looked at a stat. He's like top 10 in the NFL right now running routes and like getting separation and shit. Like he's actually doing pretty good in that number 1 wide receiver role, surprisingly. So like I think that is just alone helping that team elevate themselves to get to a point where they can score enough points to win sometimes. Like before, it was just they couldn't even score anything. You know what I mean? Like they beat the Bills because the Bills just couldn't score for some reason.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
like Urban. It wasn't because they scored fucking 30 on us and we couldn't catch up or anything. It was like what, 9-6?
It's 6. Yeah, like they got 3 field goals to your 2.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I think there's something to be said about Jacksonville this year, but we'll see. I don't think they're going to go to the playoffs.
They could just be the Lions, but a year behind.
They're a little, yeah, maybe a little ahead of them. I think they're the Lions and the Jaguars.
I think they're
are
ahead of where the Lions were last year, but below where the Lions are this year.
That's fair to say. All right. Well,
ready to move on?
Yeah,
I'm good to move on. Yeah. Let's start talking about the next week, I guess.
Or no, we still have to go over, I think, what happened.
We have to go over. We just have to go over our games.
Local games.
So, yeah. So let's see. Let's do the most improbable outcomes. So Liam, why don't you lead off?
Yeah,
okay. I was kind of hoping to go second because your game was pretty boring, but yeah. So that game was 3 3/4 worth of pure frustration, followed by really just a minute 55 of
elation.
Yeah, I'm still trying to process it, because wins like that don't happen to the Jets. You don't even really stumble upon them, even though we just did.
I mean, I'll be honest, man. 2 touchdowns in a minute 55 doesn't happen to a lot of teams at all.
It's true. It's true. And especially
with no timeouts, by the way.
With no timeouts and Joe Flacco leading the offense.
How did we? You should get a lottery ticket.
Yeah. Well, I probably not, because I think all my luck got used up in those 2 minutes.
So that's stat that I had, right?
Yes. I think I know which one this is.
Is it the one from Scott Van Pelt's Sports Center? After Monday night?
Is it about the last time a team gave up 13?
No, it is not that one. It is not. Which was the Browns, by the way.
Yes.
No. I believe, if memory serves me correctly, because this was from Scott Van Pelt's post Monday Night Football Sports Center, the last time that 3 teams overcame multiple score fourth quarter deficits to win was 1992.
Damn.
Wow.
So this week we had the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Cardinals.
Yes.
And I believe in 1992, it was the Cardinals, the Vikings, and the Browns.
So Cardinals still in 1992 form.
Half their team wasn't even born yet.
It's true.
I'm going to be surprised if Kyler Murray wasn't born in 2002.
No, fam, I'm really old.
I'm also really tall.
But just, I don't know. The whole Jet game still has me, because there's a lot of me that wants to be just absolutely thrilled at the fact that they pulled it off, especially after the picture of the Browns fans in the parking lot came out.
Oh.
To me, that was like, okay,
yeah,
you have to beat these motherfuckers now.
To have them eat massive shit after seeing that has to be the best Schadenfreude you could experience.
Yes. But at the same time, I still feel like the Jets had a lot of defensive lapses. The offense was at times. There's still some throws that Flacco's making where you're just like, ugh. Oh yeah, Joe Flacco's leading this team. But I will say that the bright spot of it all, besides the comeback, is Garrett Wilson.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because he is... I mean, I don't want to say that he is this year's Justin Jefferson, this year's Jamar Chase. I don't think he necessarily has their pure skill. However, he's doing the things that they're supposed to do. He's getting open. He has good speed. He has good hands. He's just he seems like he's the complete package. which for the Jets, whose best wide receiver in the past decade has been Brandon Marshall for 1 year, that's pretty good.
And like half a year of Decker.
Yeah, and honestly, Decker was just there to take some defenders away from Marshall in 2015. Because once Decker went down the next year, and like Marshall just got CB1s all day, like him and Fitzpatrick couldn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I'll give my thoughts maybe possibly on the Jets Bengals game coming up, but yeah, there is a lot of confusion with that Jet game that it left me in.
So how's Jets media handling the win?
Pretty good. I mean, nobody's coming after Salah.
Manish Mehta furiously types from a small windowless apartment on the Lower East Side.
Fuck him. Fuck that hack. I think it's also like I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, what do I do with this? Like, like everyone's excited, but now it's like, okay, wait. Do I have to take my expectations up for next week because we're going against the 0-2 Bengals? Or was this just a fluke and we're going to struggle again next week and I'm going to be really pissed? So I think a lot of Jets media kind of realizes take the wins while they come. There might not be that many this year.
Yeah, just because you're bad doesn't mean you're going to go 0-17 or whatever, right? Or
0. No. And I think after the Ravens game, there was a lot of Jet fans who were like, we're garbage. This isn't going to work out. Like, and it was just like, all right, let's ease it back a bit. Like, I still have my concerns, especially regarding Salah and the defense. Like, it just seems like they play so much soft zone. And it's like, you have Sauce Gardner, who's like a great press coverage guy, and you're just playing him in soft zone. Like, this feels like a waste of his talents. Like, just have him go man to man. Like, but we're 1-1. Maybe one of the lower 1-1 teams, but still 1-1. And if we can beat the Bengals this week, I think that might be a good statement to say, hey, look, this isn't last year's Jet team. This is now. We got 2 wins. You'd be going up then against the Steelers, who
you'd have your first winning record in who knows how long.
Since 2018, I think.
Ooh. Fancy.
Because the Darnold game,
Jets started 1-0.
Yeah. And it was all downhill from there. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you want to blast any more questions. I don't know if I can answer them.
When is Wilson coming back?
Don't know. The injury report that we last got was Steeler game was a possibility.
The week 4.
Yes. However, they said, they want him to be 110%, which part of me thinks is impossible considering they didn't actually repair the meniscus. They just trimmed it off. But that, I don't like that. What do I know? What do I know about medical stuff?
Are we going to fix it? Nah, cut it off.
Yeah, that's basically, it's just like, nah, just cut out, like, just trim a little bit of the edges. We'll do the rest later.
That's fucked.
We'll super glue the rest on.
Yeah.
Just tape it up. That's what everybody does in the NFL. Tape it up.
Yeah, just rub some dirt on it, and
you pull a guy and he comes back out with like 30 rolls of tape on his elbow.
Yeah, but they also said that they want to give him a full week of practice when he is healthy. So if he is healthy by the Steelers game, but he hasn't practiced, they will probably roll out Flacco for that last time. And then maybe get him in against the Dolphins, which sounds like a mistake. But,
I just love that the Jets just roll out the corpse of Joe Flacco.
Yes. If anybody is listening, please call Life Alert because we are abusing an elder.
I will say this though, even though that comeback that you guys had, like it was very boring. Like
Is it weird that like
it was
it's
such
like
a slow. It was like, dude, if you were a Browns fan, that must have been so goddamn painful.
death by 1,000 cuts?
Yes, because it was just Joe Flacco taking a shitty low snap and throwing it over the middle, and the guy running out of bounds, getting like 11 yards every single play.
And is it weird that like once we recovered the onside kick, there was definitely a large part of me that was like, "Oh, we got this," and it wasn't. It had nothing to do with my confidence in the Jets. It had everything to do with the fact that the Browns were going to Brown.
Yeah, the Browns definitely they gave up. They gave
Like,
up.
yeah, their defense sucks.
Well, their defense was non-existent in the first touchdown. They just like the guy just stood there and like let Wilson just run right by him.
Yeah, they actually there was a thread. There was a Twitter thread from one of our reporters, Connor Hughes, talking about that play and the couple plays that were leading up to it, where he basically said that the Jets knew that
high drive, right field, see
gone.
ya.
Yep.
Torres.
That the Jets knew that Ward played kind of like prevent, like he wasn't being as aggressive as he could be, and they kind of baited him into being aggressive, and then on that play when Davis took off, like Davis thought that, or not Davis, Ward thought that he was gonna like do this one route, and in reality Davis was just going deep, and it caught them both by surprise, and Davis just had daylight in front of him.
Yeah.
The soft zone in the red zone during the second touchdown, I don't even know what to say, man. I just, fucking like you really got to play that, when you're trying to defend against a touchdown. Like that was the easiest shit.
All right.
So yeah, but let's get on to the Giants.
Yeah.
Let's. So, game could literally have not started better. Carolina takes the opening kickoff and promptly fumbles.
Yep.
Giants recover, I believe, around like the 25, so just outside of the red zone. And then the Giants offense did what they've done for the last decade and went nowhere. So,
Yep.
Okay, all right, kick a field goal. Hey, 3 free points. I can't necessarily complain. Knowing what my team's limits are, the fact that our defense was able to force a turnover is pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, second Carolina possession. All right, Baker throws it up the left sideline, caught by Robbie. Robbie drops it. Giants recover. They move about 20 yards and kick a field goal again.
Yeah, Robbie. Just to cut you off, Robbie Anderson has always had some sort of fumble issue. Like his hands are just not good. Even when he was on the Jets.
No, he must have been sunburned, sun god.
No. The new sun god is Amon Ross St.
Yes,
Brown.
but until then, he was the sun god, and when he was with the Jets, so he probably had sunburned hands. It's the corny way to look at it. Anyway,
I just got a fucking fantasy football team name.
Anyway, so it's a weird feeling to see the Giants up 6-0 early in the first quarter and getting the shit booed out of them. Because
like the Broncos.
This should have been an easy 14-0 lead with a competent offense. But Giants could have just, all right, well, let's kick a field goal, guys. I think that's pretty good.
Take the 3 points.
Panthers come back and make it a game because they stop fucking up. Baker looked dreadful.
Yeah.
He actually looked shocking. Absolutely shocking. Do you guys know what his completion percentage was for that game?
Was it something like 39%?
Not that bad. Puzz,
45?
you got to guess, Puzz?
I'll say sub 50, maybe like 45.
Baker had a 48% completion percentage.
That's not great.
I believe he was 13 of 28.
Oof.
All right, that is cheeks.
Yeah.
And this is the man who, maybe out of context, maybe not out of context, said that what the fuck were the Giants doing picking Daniel Jones?
Yeah. I saw that thing. Yep.
Humble pie tastes delicious, don't it, Baker? Yum, 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 yum.
He's always needed to eat some of that. I knew that, like, once he got drafted, like, it was just like, oh, he's just gonna be the one guy who talks shit, but then he gets hit. Like, he just talks way too much.
But for what I can say was a big positive, for the second game in a row, what did we see? Halftime adjustment and second half production.
And your defense didn't look terrible.
And well, the defense looked good from minute one because of the fumbles, but they had plenty of pressure on Baker. Even when they didn't, he still couldn't complete the easy out routes and shit like that. But in crunch time, when the Giants of the last 5 years would have rolled over and died and let Carolina walk down the field and kick a field goal to at least tie, or could have gotten bombed for a touchdown because of soft zone that everybody seems to be running these days. I don't know exactly how Martindale's defense, like his secondary, runs, but when it came down to the game, like game's on the line, defense holds, big third down, they get a sack on Mayfield to kick him out of field goal range, I believe. Force the punt. All right. And then the Giants get the ball back with like a minute and a half left. All they got to do is get like 2 first downs and they win the game.
Yep.
And they did it.
Yep.
And Danny smartly on that, was it a third down play or a fourth down play? I don't remember. I think it was a third down play.
Fourth and one where he dived?
No, he didn't dive. Well, yeah, but
it might have been a third down. It might have been
but it was like 3rd and 7.
Yeah.
So it wasn't close, but Danny drops back, goes through his reads, notices that the middle of the field is wide open, and this is the Danny special because this is the exact same play where he ran it in for a touchdown in his first ever start against Tampa.
Against Bulls. Yes, I remember.
Yeah, like goes through his reads, the middle of the field is wide open, he takes off. Without hesitation, really, this time. So, good job by him to not throw the game away. What is concerning to me is that we only want that the Panthers, we are quickly learning, are still a bad team. All right, yes. Matt Rule, like Giants fans,
Matt Rule's gonna get fired.
Giants fans can now look back and say with confidence, having beaten Carolina twice in the last 2 years, thank God we didn't get Matt Rule.
The Jets fans are saying the same things too, because there was a time back, I believe this is around the time that Adam Gase got hired. Which, granted, I'm not saying that we're like, oh man, thank God we got Adam Gase and not Rule. Like,
no, well, that was the year before, right? Because
no, we were definitely in the talks for Rule. We were
in the talks for Rule, but then we hired Judge instead.
Yeah, and how long do you have Judge for?
2 years.
So
I think that would have been before the COVID season.
I think what happened was that Rule was one of the finalists. I think it was between Rule and McCarthy. And then Adam Gase came out of nowhere, and our acting owner at the time fell in love with him because of a fucking last-minute phone call from Peyton Manning. Fucking ruining Jets' lives still.
Hey, guys, I think you should hire Adam Gase. I think he's pretty good. All right, I'm
well, you want to know
now
something?
Now you're stuck with Adam Gase.
Has Adam Gase ever been on the Manning cast yet? No. What does that tell you?
He's PNG from
he's all fucking trash.
Yeah. I mean, he's coaching a high school team now, I think.
Oh, good for him.
I know.
I feel bad.
There was reports that Belichick was considering him for offensive coordinator, but I think that was just for shits and giggles.
I gotta get some heat off me.
Yeah.
Come here, Adam Gase.
But I believe it was down to Rule and McCarthy. Gase came in 11th hour, took the job. Rule went back to Baylor. McCarthy took the year off. And then I think after that, Rule, the next year, became the Panthers coach. The thing is, he had an actual okay first year.
I think it was 6-10.
Yes, but I think they were 6-10. They were doing really well with Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback, and then Bridgewater got hurt.
As he does.
As you know, as you do as Teddy Bridgewater.
Really, just him and Tyrod both just like they'll get a start on a team and then they'll get hurt and then they're gone.
Yeah,
and I kind of feel bad for them because
I feel bad for Bridgewater because of the fact that he blew out his knee in a practice, in like a training camp, and he's never been the same since.
Yeah. And he got replaced by Kirk Cousins.
Well, originally it was Case Keenum.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, to just get back on track real quick, because we are burning through our clock here. The one thing that was concerning, it's a bad Panthers team. We beat them by 3 points, and the scary thing is we didn't commit a single turnover.
Wow.
Yeah.
So scary in the fact that, oh God, we have no margin for error with this offense. Like, you commit if you could beat the Panthers without a turnover, but you only beat them by 3, any other team, if you have like one interception, it's just a death sentence. So that is concerning, and I'll have to see, how the Monday night game goes against the Cowboys. It's just to see, if Danny can string together 2 turnoverless games in a row, I think that's a PB for him, honestly.
Yeah,
probably.
We'll see what happens.
Did he have any close calls in this game? Like,
I think
picks?
he had one boneheaded throw. He did have one boneheaded throw. He tried to throw to the right sideline, like 15 yards downfield. He tried to thread a needle because the linebacker like undercut the route, and he was there, but Danny threw it just so it was over his fingertips. So like he kind of placed the ball well and gave the receiver a chance at it, but he fucks that up even a little bit, it's right in the dude's hands.
Yeah.
I have 2 questions.
That was the one boneheaded play.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
Number 1.
Try.
I have 3 nickels. Is that an overpay for Kenny Golladay?
It very well might be at this point.
Because
Golladay played, I think, a grand total of 2 snaps.
Yep.
On Sunday.
Yep. And I heard his locker was getting cleared out too.
I don't know. I think the thing with his locker, I think his locker's actually at the practice facility for some reason.
That's a little weird, but all right.
And from what I've heard, that has not been touched at all. So I think the rumors of the locker thing are overblown.
All right. So that's question 1. Question 2. Which quarterbacks are you looking at in the draft?
Fuck if I know, dude. I don't pay attention to college.
I mean, because at this point, it's kind of like you're going to be drafting a quarterback. I don't.
Yeah. The question is, where are we going to be? If we win 7 or 8 games, are we going to price ourselves out of one?
There's always a trade up. Because, I mean, you have some good pieces. And, getting a quarterback is obviously like the most important thing that you could do. Like you gotta nail down the quarterback position. And Daniel Jones, I'm sorry, just isn't it. But
no, you don't gotta apologize to me. He ain't it.
Yeah.
My brother in Christ, I agree with you.
Yes. But I just figured if you've been paying attention to any of the college stuff, mock drafts,
Never
stuff
will.
like that. Okay. All right.
Not
Fair
until not until I'm perusing our New York Giants a week after the Super Bowl, and some rando with like 500 karma is like, oh, the dude from Oregon State might go in the first round.
This dude, we should draft the guy from Appalachian State. Yeah. All right.
This Chad Powers looks real good.
Yo, Chad Powers was like on fire. I think Penn State's out of their fucking mind for not letting him play. Although I guess if he doesn't have any eligibility because he graduated college 20 years ago, I guess that's out of their hands.
Yeah.
The last thing I will say for the Giants looking up is, so Dallas looked a lot better than obviously all of us thought they would.
Yeah.
Against the Bengals, because I thought with Cooper Rush, I'm like, they're scoring 1 touchdown at most. The good news is we should expect Thibodeau and Ojulari back for the Monday night game.
Sick.
Oh, that's good.
And that's it for me. So, Puzz, why don't you wrap it up with the Bills?
All right, cool. My turn.
How about you wrap it up with that dude getting the mustard and ketchup bukkake in the parking lot?
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Pause.
we don't talk about I think his name is like Ketchup Ron or something. It's like one fan that does that. It's not everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, we all know all Bills fans jump through tables, but they don't like spray themselves with ketchup. Come on. That's
one
too
guy
far.
does. I believe his name is Ketchup Ron or something like that. I don't know. It's all the fans will go through a table, but only that guy gets completely
Only
showered
two
in
guys
condiments
will
or whatever.
Yeah, only 2 guys will put ketchup on a hot dog.
Yeah, that's. Did you ever get like ketchup and mustard like on your hand, like after eating like a hot dog?
Maybe once.
Dude, it sucks.
Probably,
like
yeah.
you have to wash your hand like real good, otherwise you just smell like that shit. I just can't imagine having it all over your face. And that guy has like a beard. It's just, how do you get it out? And you're in the middle of a parking anyway. Anyway, yeah. So I guess to recap this game, holy fuck. Honestly, phenomenal. Like we definitely blew out the Titans and really exposed this team as being like, are they really even worth talking about? You know, like everybody at the beginning of the season was like, okay, Titans, they got Henry, you know, like they can maybe make some things work. They got rid of AJ. It was AJ Brown, right?
Yes.
They got rid of AJ Brown and they played the Bills, and holy shit, does it now, like, it's obvious that they made a mistake with that, because without an AJ Brown, when they started going down like 7-17, 24-7, like they had no way of coming back into that game. They had nothing.
Yeah.
Like their only way of winning is Derrick Henry. And if you are down as hard as they were in that game, you just can't climb back. So yeah, Bills crazy showing. Unfortunately, there was like a billion fucking injuries from that game, which is a big deal. Dane Jackson had that super scary injury, like
where they brought the ambulance out, like, bro.
Yeah. He left the hospital, like he walked out on his own.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, that's great, but holy shit, like you pause that video and like he has no head. Like it looks like
really.
Yeah, there was like flashbacks almost of like the Shazier thing.
Yeah.
Even though that one, like, I at first when I look at the Shazier thing, I'm like, like, you know, like it didn't look that bad. This one initially looked a lot worse than it ended up really being, thank God. But you know,
I mean,
right.
he's still like limited. I don't think he's practicing. So I mean, I think there's still something going on with that, or I think they're
not to interrupt, but judge time.
Okay, what does that mean?
Well, no, it means judge is up.
What does that mean to me? Do I keep talking?
Nothing. Yeah, no, you can keep talking.
Oh, all right, cool.
Fucking
absolutely derailed me. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey man, it's fucking history here.
But some important things from this game that kind of got lost in the hype. Bills third down short and third and short situations, very bad. Like our third down conversion rate was shit in this game, and it doesn't get talked about. Like if you think back at the game, because you all watched it, how many times did we go for it on fourth down? And that's because we didn't get it on third down. So like that is a little that was a little like alarming thing, but I don't entirely know why this was, but Allen only rushed one time. He rushed one time that game for 11 yards, and that was it.
I think after a while, once you guys were up ahead enough, it was like
he didn't need to.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, let's not rush. Let's not have him out there and run, because that could make him get injured. And how stupid would it be for him to get injured when it's like 30-7?
True, but this was also still early on when it was like 10-17, 10-7, or not 10-17, 7-10, it was early on.
17-7, I think.
The third down conversion rate was like really bad. Really, that's the only like down point that I saw with that game that was a little bit of a concern, is that for whatever reason, our chunk plays, our big plays, we all saw it. They're still there. No big deal.
Oh yeah.
But
no issues there.
But the short plays, for whatever reason, we kind of struggled on. So we'll see how that's going to come back to bite us this week against Miami. The Bills play against Miami in Miami. I think Allen's got like a 7-0 record against Miami in his career.
I was about to ask, is Miami also a house of horrors for you guys as much as for the Patriots?
No,
not at all.
Allen has not lost to Miami yet.
I thought you lost them last year.
Nope.
No,
we blew them out once. I think Miami was one of our shutouts last year. Yeah. Because the one game that I think we shut them out was because we injured Tua.
Yeah.
He was out for like 4, 5, 6 weeks or something like that with a hip injury. But yeah, that game's going to be interesting because it's going to be a slugfest. We all know how our defense is against Tyreek Hill. Tua obviously looked like he, is better than a lot of people give him credit for. So we'll see if it was just a 1 week thing or not. But all these injuries with the Bills, it's going to be risky. So that's it. That's it for me.
You'll have an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah, I was just happy. I'm really bummed I didn't get to go to the game, because that game would have been fucking amazing to go to. Still super pissed that I had to sell my tickets to the game, but whatever.
Yeah.
COVID.
Well,
Well, just feed your gambling habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, I wish I hit that Baltimore game. Fuck you, Baltimore, for losing against Miami.
Yeah.
Balls. All right.
Chill.
All right. So now it's Survivor pick time, isn't it?
It's time for the picks. All right.
I think, did I go first last week?
I went first last week because I was in the lead. I am still in the lead, but I'm looking at who got the most points last week, because I think that's how they usually do it. So I got 3 last week.
I think I got 4.
Puz got 4, and Liam got 2.
Yeah.
So, music ready?
Music's going.
Puz, lead us off for your pick segment.
All right, I'm gonna start us off with the
Track wall. See ya.
I'm gonna go with
home run tours.
I'm gonna go with my 3-point pick right off the gate.
All right.
Yeah.
Lay it out there.
Gotta go with Kansas City over Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I need some points, baby, and I'm just gonna pick the easy one. So not much to say about this game at all.
Yep.
Indianapolis, you look like shit. Kansas City, you're still a pain in the Bills' thorn in the side. Fuck you. But I'm putting my 3-point game on that.
Fair.
I go number 2 now, right?
Yep.
I pick all 3. All right.
No, don't leave. Don't go take a shit.
I gotta take a jump. Speaking of jumps, My 2-point pick is going to be Baltimore over New England.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Baltimore scored way too many points to leave home without a win. They're going to be pissed. They're going up and across over to the river over to New England. They got to make a statement.
And
Lamar needs
river.
blood. Whatever. It's like the Hudson up until it's like, whatever. I don't fucking know geometry.
What's your one?
So I'm taking Baltimore over New England. Why? Because fuck New England and
Hell
pay
yeah.
Lamar.
That's some good Lamar. That's some good logic. I almost
All
said
right.
Lamarjic.
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 Yeah, I like it.
Shut up.
No, I liked it. I do. Let's keep that one.
All right.
And then for the
Let's do
1
it.
point pick, I like to get spicy with my 1 points. Do.
He's feeling the music. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Or is he stalling because he doesn't actually know his 1 point?
I
pick?
don't know my 1 point pick, but I am stalling a little bit. But you know what? Nah, I know what I'm doing. I'm going Giants over Dallas for my 1 point.
Wow.
Monday Night Football. Giants are at home.
Wow.
They are hyped because they have a 2-0 record. The rest of the NFL is going to be like they're going to lose. And you know what? The Giants hate the Dallas Cowboys, right?
We hate him, but you know our record in the last decade against the Cowboys is 1-20.
Yeah, but you're playing against what's his face? Fucking Cooper Anal Rush.
Cooper Color Rush.
Yeah. I don't know. I like your chances.
Who came up with Anal Rush?
I don't know.
I heard. Yeah, that's not the first time I've heard that. Though.
I think that was in
Tree said that,
yeah,
right?
Tree said it, so I'm just kind of following suit. So
where the fuck does that come from?
who cares? It's fucking funny. But that's it. That's my 3 points. So who's next?
Okay. All right. So Giants 1, Ravens 2, Chiefs 3. Okay.
You know I got to keep it spicy with that 1 pick.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going next. So.
Yep.
Like I said before the broadcast, I had 4 games I wanted to pick this week, and it's a shame that I have to leave one of them off because I think it was relatively spicy, but based on our pre-cast discussion, maybe not as spicy as you guys would have thought. My 1 point play. Do you guys know who's right behind the Bills in total offense this season?
The Dolphins?
No, better than the Dolphins. That would be the Detroit Lions.
Ah.
Really?
Ooh, I like this one.
The Bills have scored 72 points in their first 2 games. The Lions have 71.
Okay, we're going by
Wow.
points and not total yards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lions get the Vikings on the road in Minnesota. Now we don't know what this Viking team is. But we know that the Lions come to play with the Sun God, with Goff not being hot garbage, with heart. And I think they steal this game.
Ooh, it is a 1 o'clock game.
3-point game on that?
No,
one.
1 point? 1 point, okay.
1 point on Detroit to upset on the road in Minnesota. It's a divisional
like
game.
I like it.
Cousins is mid. He just had a bad game. He's not a primetime player. This is not a primetime game, but I think the Lions are riding high right now. They dueled the Eagles to a 3-point loss in week 1. They beat Washington pretty handily in week 2. I think they're riding a momentum high. Meanwhile, the Vikings just got embarrassed by the Eagles.
Yep.
And they're going to be technically on short rest. And that does play a factor into things. I think the Vikings are like an older roster too. Except for some of their skill positions. Anyway, Lions for 1. All right?
Mm-hmm.
My 2-point pick. Some injuries destroy a team. A star player gets injured and you're just like, all right, well, that's his season's over. Sometimes it's a blessing. Sometimes an injury saves your season.
Oh,
It happened with Bledsoe. It happened with somebody else that I thought of earlier, and now I can't remember. And
it happened
last
with
week,
Geno Smith and Fitzpatrick.
it happened with Geno Smith and Fitzpatrick. That probably was the one that I was thinking of. Because IK punched him in the face.
Yep.
And last week, it happened to Trey Lance.
I knew you were going to say that.
The 49ers go on the road to play Mr. Unlimited and the Denver Broncos. I think we've seen the Broncos are doing their best impression of the Bills from a few years ago, where they get to the red zone and they forget how to football.
Hey.
Jimmy G is coming in to save the 49ers season and get them to the playoffs.
Here I go.
I am taking the 49ers with my 2-point pick.
Okay. And 3-point pick. I think you're going to be choosing between one of two that I'm looking at here.
My 3-point pick, I am in lockstep with Puzz. I think the Chiefs are going to destroy the Colts.
Yeah. Just quick, easy,
Yeah, quick, easy, rip the Band-Aid off. There's no hype here because it's not even a hype matchup. The Chiefs are just going to roll this game.
I believe, yeah. Okay, so now it will be my turn.
Yeah, if you want me to say my other one before you go, if not, I'll wait.
You can wait, but I think I know what it was going to be.
All right. Go for it.
Now, just curious question, because you have the list up, right?
Yes.
I have picked the Chiefs before, correct?
You have picked the Chiefs before.
Yes, I have. All right. So, I think I'm going to play, even though I am down bad, I'm going to play this on a little hard mode. I am not going to be picking the Chiefs against the Colts, even though this is a layup. And I probably should be picking it. I'm going to save it.
You know, part of the reason why I picked it,
I'm going to put it in my pocket.
The reason why I picked the Chiefs game over that other game is because I afterwards I looked at the Chiefs schedule. They don't have a game nearly as easy like this for the rest of the year. They only play hard teams.
Maybe.
So,
but I don't want to get them,
just a little nugget.
Out of the way quickly. For my 1-point play in the 425 slot, I'm going to pick the Green Bay Packers over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh.
Solid. That game could go either way.
I do not like him. I'm a little concerned for Tom Brady's health.
Yeah,
that man.
I do not like him.
He does look.
I do not like him, but he looks like he just got out of a crack house.
He does.
Like there is just, and obviously there's a lot of talk about him and his marriage, and I think it might be affecting him. I mean, we saw that Saint game when he got frustrated. He got frustrated. He
smashed that tablet.
He smashed that Microsoft Surface tablet. Trademark. It was so the Buccaneers did end up winning that game, but the Saints no longer have Sean Payton. They have Jameis Winston as their quarterback, and he had 4 broken ribs. That was not a recipe for success. You were not going to win that game. And it's kind of a miracle that the Saints hung in there for as long as they did.
They seem to have the Bucs number though. I think they play them close. Ever since Brady got there, they've played them closer than any other team.
Yes. However, moving into this week, I think the Packers, they got that one loss out of the way. Rodgers looks good. They got Lazard back, even though I think I saw he may have been on the injury report again, but that's, he should be fine. I think even though they're going to Tampa, I do kind of I think Rodgers is going to steal one from the Buccaneers right now. I think he's motivated to kind of shit on them.
Tom Brady ever been under 500 in his career?
Maybe early on. All right, so that's my 1 point play. My 2 point play. Ooh. I think I'm going to be in lockstep with Puzz and take the Ravens over the Patriots.
Hell yeah.
Fuck the Patriots.
Yes.
And I got a FTP in the house.
Counterpoint, fuck the Patriots. The Ravens, I mean, obviously a lot can be said about what the Dolphins did to them. However, the Patriots do not have Waddle. The Patriots do not have Tua. The Patriots do not have Tyreek Hill. They don't even have Mike Gesicki. Like, they don't have anyone comparable. The Patriots won that Steeler game really through the Steelers' incompetence. The Steelers kind of gave them that win. If the Steelers had played mistake-free football, the Steelers would have won that game, and we'd be looking at an 0-2 Patriots team.
Hell, if they had fucking TJ Watt, they would have won that game.
Also, yes, that is another thing. TJ Watt was out. So I think the Ravens, they were humiliated. They got, they went on the heels of their feet for a little bit and ended up costing them the game. They're going to look to avenge it, and they're going to do it in New England. So I think it's going to be Ravens over the Patriots. And now for my 3-point play. This is the game I think Brendan was looking at. In the 1 o'clock slot, I am taking the Philadelphia Eagles over the Washington Commanders.
Ooh.
Brendan, is that what you were looking at?
That is not what I was looking at.
Okay, all right. So we are not in lockstep there.
But I think this is a pretty clear, I will not say love this pick because can I get a fuck the Eagles?
Fuck the Eagles. Fuck the Eagles. Fuck Philadelphia.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
But
You
I
pause.
think
ruining my momentum. I gave you a fuck the Patriots.
Hey, shut up. You and your Aaron Judge ruined my momentum.
I'm sorry he's doing something that hasn't happened.
Why are we talking about baseball on a fucking football thing?
It's a sports podcast, motherfucker. Last
True,
I
but we
checked,
haven't
baseball's a sport.
we haven't really touched on anything other than football, really. Even though I would like to touch on hockey.
Because it's football season. Yeah.
Disclaimer, there is no other sport other than football.
It's true.
Are you from, Alabama?
Soccer doesn't. Yeah.
I'm from Buffalo. Football
True.
is all that matters.
Yeah. The Sabres, who are they? They don't exist.
For now. They'll get back there. Anyway.
I heard you bringing back your old 90s retro stuff. That's good shit.
Yeah. Anyway.
So, yeah. The Eagles, I think on paper, the Eagles just have such a more talented roster. They have so many good players. Their corners are good. They have good wide receivers now. Hurts is good. Really, the only thing where I'm just kind of man, I wish that they had that was a running back. But even then, Gainwell is pretty good. They just feel like a more complete team. And the Commanders are coming off a loss to the Lions and almost lost to the Jags. They don't look particularly good. They have Carson Wentz leading them. And unless they get deep into garbage time, Wentz probably isn't going to do well. I think that, I could have taken the Chiefs and the Colts, but I know you said that there really aren't many more slam dunks. I'm going to put them to the side because I think the Chiefs are the Chiefs. I want to save that, put it in my pocket. However, Eagles right now at 2-0, facing a Commanders team I don't think is very good. I'm going to have to go with the Eagles as my 3-point play.
Fair. Absolutely fair. I can rationalize that pick till the cows come home. Still fuck the Eagles.
Still fuck the Eagles.
Fuck
Yeah,
the Eagles.
absolutely.
Fuck the Eagles.
I'm so jacked up on fucking drugs. I'm going to eat this horse poop. No.
I'm so jacked up right now. I need to eat this horse poop.
All right. So that's it for the picks, but are there any other matchups that we can kind of touch base upon?
what would have been my 1-point pick. That was not the Eagles game.
Yes.
All right.
Share it.
If had I decided also not to take the layup and not take the Chiefs, I would have moved everything up. Well, if you guess this, how many matchups are there left?
I mean, I'd like to guess.
Sure, Puzz. Give it a
You
guess.
get one guess. You get one guess.
Chargers over Jacksonville.
It's not the Chargers over
Okay, go
Jacksonville.
ahead.
No.
Shoot.
It is the Falcons over the Seahawks.
Ooh, I like it.
I don't know. They did almost break the curse, though. I will say that.
I didn't realize that in their last in the game against the 49ers, Seahawks didn't score a touchdown on offense.
Yeah, they did.
Excuse me?
No, their one
No.
touchdown was a blocked kick.
Yeah, it was a block punt, wasn't it? Yeah.
So you combine that. I heard a stat after the weekend that the Seahawks haven't scored in 6 quarters, which makes sense if you think back when they played Mr. Unlimited. All their points came early, and then the offense just stalled. They won that game more because of Denver's ineptitude than their own skill.
That's true.
So is Seattle actually who we thought they would be? They are who we thought they were?
Trash? Is the answer trash?
The answer may very well be trash.
Yeah.
And the Falcons may also be trash, but the one thing the Falcons can do that the Seahawks cannot do is score. I would have taken the Falcons as a 1. I would have moved Lions to 2, and I would have moved 49ers to 3. So that was my spicy yet not picked game.
Okay. Atlanta's still 0-2, though.
Yeah,
You know,
Someone's got to win.
I think that they have Drake London. They have Kyle Pitts.
but Mariota is not terrible.
He's not terrible. He's not great, but he's not terrible.
They almost came back.
3.6 rocking.
They almost came back from 28-3. They almost
They almost exercised the demons.
Oh man, I was rooting for them to do that.
I was rooting for him to do that. I feel bad for him.
Yeah. Let's see any other games here. LA versus Arizona is going to be a good one because we get to see which of these teams were legit in like fixing their week 1 woes and which team.
I think the Rams were.
Yeah. Like I think the Rams got this. I think Kyler Murray is going to have a down game. Like Kyler Murray's a good player, but he's a roller coaster, man. Like he'll have a game like we saw last week and then he'll just put up a fucking stinker. It's wild.
I think it all depends on the matchup. The Rams' strength is their pass rush. They win on the line, you know. So it's not just Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is just the big name.
Yeah, but Murray does scramble pretty well.
He scrambles pretty well, but these guys are just so much bigger than him. If they get any sort of hand on him, he's not getting away. He literally does not have the body mass to resist getting like dragged down.
True.
He just has to hope that he scampers away fast enough. I think that because Kingsbury's whole offensive plan with the air raid is just, go deep, right? They're not going to allow these plays to develop, I think.
Yeah, I think
he's gonna have to do a lot of improv Lamar / Hurts-esque style quarterbacking.
I think Arizona's going to be struggling until Hopkins comes back.
Yes.
Which is soon, right? I think week 5 he comes back.
He only had a 6-game suspension.
6 game. Okay. Yeah.
So he'll come back week 7.
Got him on my bench riding the bench until then. He's my ace up my sleeve. Another game, Vegas at Tennessee. Someone's got to win that game. That's 2 teams I didn't expect to be 0-2, but here they are.
I think the biggest surprise at 0-2 is probably the Bengals.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, I expected them to have a little bit of a hangover But I didn't think it was going to be this bad.
No, not at all.
Like, I mean,
Their
The
offensive line has been this bad because,
yes.
like, if you look at it from the surface, they've lost these 2 games by 6 points. They've lost by a field goal each time.
Yeah.
Right.
And Burrow's been running for his life.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the problem. The main problem they had last year and the year before that when he tore his ACL, like the worst problem they had was the offensive line. They spent all this money to fix it. It still looks like shit.
I also think the issue isn't necessarily. I mean, the offensive line has been a problem, but I think also the problem is Burrow holds on to the ball for far too long. I think that like that's something that he needs to like get out of the habit of. He just needs to like you need to go through your reads really quickly. If you know 1's there, if it's not, you go to 2. If that's not there, you go to 3. If that's not there, either roll the fuck out or throw the ball the fuck away. Like he needs to get a little bit better at that. However, I think this is gonna go. I think that game's gonna go a long way till determining where the Jets are, because this is the kind of game. It's like, okay, you have the Bengals coming in. They have a really weak offensive line. I think our defensive line can be really strong. If we don't come away with like at least 5 sacks, I mean, we got to do something. Our defensive line is supposed to be one of the better parts of the unit, the defensive unit. And it really couldn't get to Brissett last week, like at all. And it also let Chubb just absolutely run the fuck over them in a way that kind of helped them win. But the Jets defensive line needs to show something. But if it can, Bengals might be in trouble, because if they're 0-3. I mean,
Michigan could slip away just like that.
Exactly.
If the Ravens stay hot
and healthy, that's kind of the big thing with the Ravens.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I'll be starting CJ Mosley with confidence on Sunday. Put it that way.
I wouldn't, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, he's my ADP.
I would start Garrett Wilson with confidence.
I mean, my options.
At least flex him in. Flex him in or trade him to me.
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking flex him in.
Oh man, my opponent this week is starting Geno Smith.
Who's your opponent?
Dissenters.
Savio's aunt.
Oh.
I play Erica this week.
I'm playing Max.
And Erica still has Mike Evans slotted in, and he's been suspended. So we'll see who can she replace him with. She only has one other wide receiver on her bench, and that's That's Tyler Boyd. I could slot in Garrett Wilson for Jahad Dotson, but that game might be a slugfest. Washington, Philly.
And either that or Dotson might get some garbage time points.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like you're either going to see a slugfest, or it's going to be a one-sided affair where the Eagles just take it away, and you're just kind of left like they're just like, all right, well, what are we going to do? Oh, let's just feed Dotson a lot. He's a rookie. He needs some reps.
What's Renfro?
I wouldn't take Renfro.
Yeah.
I don't know. You could probably slide in Wilson for Renfro.
Well, especially if Renfro has a fucking concussion on the play that lost the Raiders that game.
Oof.
Because that's what it's telling me. It's
like
Hunter Renfro did not practice on Wednesday because he got a concussion.
Honestly, after those fumbles, I'd bench him just off of that. Those are some bad fumbles.
Well, I can't yet. Oh, Pittman returned to practice on Wednesday. Yay!
But who does he play for? That's right, the Colts.
The Colts.
Yeah, we don't really have a final segment here.
No, I think we can probably just end it here. Not do a power ranking this week.
Yeah, I don't want to overdo
Oh,
that.
but do our we got to do our our Thursday night predictions.
Oh, right.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that's
Oh,
Pittsburgh,
man.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland,
Fuck.
right?
Yeah. Oh God. Hold on. I gotta go get a coin and flip it.
I'm taking the Steelers.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna be a little bit bolder, but I am gonna take the Steelers. However, I think the Steelers are gonna start Pickett. I will not start him, but I think that they're gonna. I think at some
Pickett
point
will play.
I think Pickett will play, and not in garbage time either. I think it's going to be like when Baker first came in, where Trubisky just can't get anything done. It's halftime. They're just like, all right, Mitch, go get some titties on the sideline. Pickett, you're in.
So I like that prediction. But I think Cleveland's gonna win because I don't think Mitch Trubisky is gonna get enough points up there. Chubb has looked dominant, and this Steelers defense without TJ Watt is not gonna be able to hold Chubb at bay all that well. So
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
this is as Thursday night games go. This is pretty boring. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, like it's a pretty much a toss up. I definitely wouldn't be surprised if either of these teams, like either one, can win easily. But I think Cleveland's got the edge because of their run game. And I think I'll just leave it at that. I feel bad for Trubisky because like he played for the Bills a little bit as our backup, and I kind of wanted him to succeed somewhere, but man, he does not look like he's comfortable over there at all.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, his team's already losing him too because like I think his team's already complaining about like, oh, I'm wide open, I'm not getting the ball.
Well, okay. So Steeler wide receivers are
I know.
notoriously diva-ish. So
Yeah.
I'm not, especially if that was coming from Claypool,
The
Disregard.
notorious DBA.
disregard. Claypool is,
A clown.
yes. He's a Canadian clown.
Oh, sorry, eh?
I think the fans are also like fed up that he's throwing stuff into like triple coverage and I
Is
don't
that
know.
game, are they in Cleveland or?
They're in Cleveland.
Oh, God, I hope I don't have to see fucking Brownie the Elf again.
I think Brownie the Elf has been permanently retired after that game. If there
They
was
took him out
plans,
to the back and let him get eaten by the dog.
yeah, if there was a plan to keep that Brownie the Elf out for a couple weeks, they probably are already removing it.
I love that video of Hansen during Red Zone, where after the Jets recovered the onside kick, and he is just giddy because he's like, the Jets, they covered the onside kick, and look at the Browns, they had the fucking kids on the field.
Yeah.
But they're gonna get pictures with Brownie the Elf or whatever the hell his
Yeah.
name is. But no, now we're
There is so many images of Stefanski just looking all dejected with these like confused kids behind him.
Yeah, because they thought that the game was over. Oh man,
that is funny.
I have taken in quite a few of the the live reactions of the fans, just being like
Browns fans.
Yeah, some Browns fans just, okay, well, Chubb just gets that touchdown that makes it 2-0, and and they're like, oh man, this is this is a great win, and
man,
yada
the Jets,
yada yada.
they're a tough opponent.
And I mean, we're 2-0. We haven't started 2-0 since like '99. And why did Corey Davis just get a touchdown? It's like, all right, well, it's fine. We better just gotta get the onside kick. Oh, we didn't get the onside kick. The Jets got it.
How many fans left the stadium before that started going south? Because there's 2 minutes left.
I bet a fair share.
A fair share,
Yeah, like I bet a good number of people left and like, well, the game's over. Come on, kids, we gotta head back to Winnipeg or whatever.
The game was over, but not the way they wanted.
Yeah, we gotta head back to Akron, Ohio. Let's go. And then it's fucking the dad losing his mind while he's like in the car, sitting in traffic. You blow travel coverage. All right, I'm dying. We got anything else to talk about?
Dying, Dutch. No, I think that's it for me.
I mean, we all got our predictions in, so yeah. Football tomorrow is gonna be shit. So let's.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I'm always looking forward to football, but that game's.
I'm looking forward to football, but I'm looking forward to Wrath more than I'm looking forward to this game.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be leveling at this rate. I'll eventually do it, but man, I am so fucking.
Is there any way you could like catch up?
What do you mean?
Is there like any easy? Because you said you were like really behind with work, and that's why you might not be around.
Well, the thing is, I'm still sick, so it's like the shit that I got to do. I have to go there, and I can't go there until like this fucking COVID's out of my goddamn system, and I keep sticking a Q-tip up my fucking nose and snotting in a goddamn petri dish that keeps telling me that there's a T-line, and the T-line is bad, and I'm getting sick and tired of seeing this fucking COVID test. So no, there's no way for me to catch up.
Well, get some sleep. I hope you feel better. No.
Yeah, get some sleep. Get
You
some
have plenty
fucking
of
sleep.
fluids.
Oh my god. No, you want you drink some OJ? Yeah, because OJ is a fucking miracle elixir, right? They're like, oh, you need OJ. He's good on vitamin C. And,
Yeah, get that emergency.
and you know what? And they get me one with no pulp. You gotta have some pulp if you're sick. Like,
Do you?
you do, yes, because you need fiber and shit. Because you're not eating anything.
Yeah, I would still get no pulp.
Some pulp. Some pulp. This is the most pulp I get. Some pulp. Never get more pulp. Anybody? I saw this man open the fridge and he's like, yo, they got any extra pulp? And I looked at this man like he was insane. I'm like, who the fuck wants to chew orange juice? Anyway, I'm going off on tangents. We're done with football talk, so we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Yep.
We'll see you guys.
See you, bye.
K-Dubs. I want some pulp.